What's up, you guys? It's Diggy Pal here, coming at you guys with my Dark Planet Kozmo deck profile. So, before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you guys very much. I want to give a huge shout out to all my subscribers. I love you guys. We're almost at 200 subscribers now, and so hopefully we can get that mark pretty soon. I just started YouTubing about 3 months ago, and I say, man, this has got to be one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life. I really like doing YouTubing, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I noticed you guys have, or at least you guys hopefully have noticed that I've been having like goals on my channel, and so I think that's really important, just because some people forget to like the video. And honestly, if you guys don't like the video, please always, if you don't like it, just leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you guys don't like about the videos that you guys are watching specifically, and how I can grow as a YouTuber, because that's the only way I'm going to get better and also make better content for you guys. So on this video, we're actually going to be setting a like goal of 10 likes. I think that's pretty small, it's not too much. So hopefully we can get 10 likes. I'd really like that. But without further ado, let's get straight into the deck profile. So we have triple Kozmo Dark Planet. I think that if you're going to play a build with Dark Planet, then you might as well just play 3, because you just want to see it. But if you don't see it, then you're basically just playing standard Fire King Cosmos in this build at least. And then triple Dark Destroyer, he should go to 1, because him being able to destroy another one to just create OTKs is stupid. Also, just destroying himself to get basically anything you need is also retarded. So I think he needs to go to 1. One Forerunner, because it floats into Landwalker and Lady, and it gives you 1,000 life, so it's got versatility. One Walker, I think Walker's good at least at 1 always in any Cosmo deck, but I like the idea of multiple Walkers, just not in a Fire King Island build. So I think 1 Walker is just fine in here, but I am running triple Slip Rider, and I think the triple Slip Rider is actually really good. There's been so many times I lost because I almost lost, but I had a 3rd Slip Rider and it just came in clutch, because you can pop your own Cosmo Town searching for Cosmojo, stuff like that. So I think Slip Rider is really clutch. Plus, he's like one of the best cards to open with, to do combos with, if you don't have Fire King, or if you don't have Cosmo Town. So if you have like a Fire King Island, the first Slip Rider is always good to pop it, because you don't want to just like have your board and your opponent pops a Fire King Island and you lose your board. So it's always important. I think 3 Slip Rider is just fine. And then 1 Delta Shuttle, because it's all you really need to do a lot of the best combos in the deck. So I think 1 Delta Shuttle is fine. You don't want to clog up too much on ships, and obviously I'm playing a Dark Planet build, so I'm gonna be playing a lot of ships. So I think just 1 Delta Shuttle is completely fine. And then 2 Dark Lady, because it's amazing and it just negates everything that is a monster. And then you have 1 Kozmo Farm Girl, because it's the RKO of the deck, just comes in out of nowhere and steals games. It's a very high impact card. Your opponent has to immediately answer it, or else usually you're going to be going for game with a Kozmo Farm Girl, because it's going to get you to what you need to win. So Farm Girl is very important at least 1. In this build, I think since you're playing Fire King, it's more of like a tactical thing. You have to use it at the right time. But in other builds, it could be like the best card. But Farm Girl is very important. You should always at least play 1 Farm Girl. And then double Sword Trooper, I don't think you need more than 2 Sword Troopers. Like usually I just need the 1 to get back to Dark Lady and then make like a rank 3. But there is occasions where double Sword Trooper is like super good. So like it's amazing, and it helps you make the F0. So I really like double Sword Trooper, as well as double Strongman, because you need at least 2 Strongman to do combos, because sometimes it goes to grave and you need to get it back, or you need to banish it and then you might need 1 later. So Strongman is very good at 2. And then my theory here, I'm running only 2 Tin Can, and you're probably wondering why only 2 Tin Cans. So if I can even get that picture there, okay, so the struggle's real. So 2 Tin Cans. When you resolve the first Tin Can, hopefully it puts you ahead, because you can reveal some good ships. And then after that, if it didn't help you, if you didn't have Call Hunter or you didn't get the right card, you have another chance with Tin Can to try to get you ahead. And after that, Eric, anytime you try to resolve a Tin Can after the first 2 times, it's never going to be as good. So I think that you don't really need more than 2 Tin Can. And I've tested 3 to 1 to 2, back to 3, and then back to 1, and then I'm back at 2, and then back to 3, and now I'm back at 2. And it's just like, it's really good, because you never need to resolve Tin Can more than twice to win the duel. And once you do resolve him past the 2nd time, you're usually just like searching for lackluster cards. Like you're gonna end up with like a freaking a Strongman in hand off of a Tin Can. So it's just not as good after the first 2 times. So you usually, if you do resolve Tin Can twice, you need to be resolving Farm Girl after that, so like to win the game. So I think 2 Tin Can is completely fine. You don't need to have too many pilots in your hands. And then double Garunix, double Fire King Island, because I didn't want to just brick on just drawing one of these little guys. So if you draw 2, then it is what it is. You just like ultra bricked, but you cannot help that in game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And like honestly, you hardly ever draw both of these things ever. Like it just doesn't happen. You might draw 1 and then you end up with 2 in your hand because you search, but a lot of times that's fine because you can get so much advantage. So I think it's completely fine. It just allows you to use Fire King Island, but not brick as much. And that's what I try to do with this deck, is just make it more optimal for playing a Dark Planet, because that's what your goal is. And then triple Kozmo Town, because it's the best card in the deck, and it needs to go to 1 because it's too broken. Triple Terraforming to get your Kozmo Town, and also 2 for your Fire King Islands. And then double Allure of Darkness, because you're playing multiple Dark Planets and you have a lot of Dark monsters, so you might as well, you have to play the Allure of Darkness in this build. It also is a good draw card, and you can get it back with Kozmo Town. It has a lot of synergy there. And then the 1 Upstart, because deck thing, you want to be as consistent as possible for when you go first and you just try to make a good board. And then double E-Telly, because it's absolutely broken in this deck and it's OTK with Dark Destroyer. And then for the traps, 2 Cosmojo, 2 Call. I think that's the best ratio. I don't think you need more than 2 Call of the Haunteds, and I think that Cosmojo, I noticed, is one of those cards where if you resolve a Cosmojo, you're usually winning. But if you have resolved 2 Cosmojos and you're still not winning, you're probably not going to win anyway. So I don't think you need more than 2. So I think 2/2 is completely fine. You also don't want to brick on too much traps when you're going first and you're trying to make huge combos. And also Cosmojo is searchable from Kozmo Town, usually by a Slip Rider. So I think that it's completely fine at 2. I've never noticed that I have not noticed wanting a 3rd one, so it's completely fine. And then for the extra deck, there's only one change I would make, and that's, I think I want to cut Felgrand for another Leviair, but other than that, the extra deck has been so far really, really good. So we're playing 1 F-Zero, because when we're playing Dark Planet, what you're going to do is, a lot of times in your first turn, you're going to make a Grand Pulse to pop your Kozmo Town to search for another Dark Planet, so you can at least get one on the field really easily, and then you're going to make a Leviair play, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get back a Straw Man to get something back, and then you're going to go into F-Zero and overlay the Grand Pulse and the Leviair, so that way you can get as much Kozmo monsters in your grave, because all the material falls off, and then you have more Cosmos in grave, and then if you get resolve a Tin Can as well, then you just will end up having like 4 or 5 negates with your Dark Planet. So it's really, really good, and F-Zero is also just a really good card in general. It's really strong. And then the 1 Herald of Pure Light, you kind of need it just because it helps you make a Dark Planet, and also it just helps you get to combo pieces that end up in grave because of Tin Can. So it's really, really good. And then 1 Grand Pulse, because it's really good going first. You usually will pop your Kozmo Town to combo off and search for cards. And then later on, he's also good at popping back row. And then you do run the Break Sword if you're going second, because it's the same thing, but it's a little bit better, because you can pop Kozmo Town, then pop your opponent's back row, or any card that's like a problematic card. So Break Sword is definitely really good. And like I said, the 1 Leviair, I think about cutting out the Felgrand for the Leviair. Definitely, I think I'm going to do that. But then the last rank 3 is Mech-Whipped Engineer. And I think Engineer is really good, because he's like underrated, and he helps protect your Infinity, protects your Dark Lady, and there is like some very opportune times to actually use him, and it's not a bad card at all, to be completely honest with you guys. I think you guys should definitely try out Mech-Whipped Engineer and see if you guys like it or not. But you don't have to play it. You can actually cut this from another Leviair if you really wanted to. And then we have the 1 Vulcasaurus, 1 Gaia Dragon to just kind of go for game, 1 Pleiades because it gets rid of a defense position F-Zero and some problematic cards, 1 Durandal because you can't always make Infinity, and then we have the Infinity package here, but you can't always make Infinity. And Durandal's not bad if you have like a deck Call of the Haunted or a Kozmo Town, so especially if you have a Pilot on board and Dark Destroyer in your deck. So that's always really good. I like Durandal. He's a very clutch card. And like I said, we have the Infinity package. And then for the rank 8s, I'm playing the 1 Felgrand. Like I said, for me personally, I think I'm going to cut Felgrand here for another Leviair, but then that's about it. And then we have 1 Tachyon because good against Burning Abyss, and then 1 Prime in case we encountered hard cards to beat over that are like really, really huge, or like opposing planets and stuff like that. So yep, that's basically the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, take care until next time.